Women have been working in construction since the beginning of time, though often behind the scenes or without recognition. Yet, if we look back, we can find inspiring examples of women who led the way. Let's rewind history to 1632, when Elizabeth Wilbraham became one of the first women architects to draw her own designs. Her work in a time when female architects were unheard of set an early foundation. Fast forward to 1872, and we see Emily Roebling stepping in to supervise the construction of the Brooklyn Bridge when her husband fell ill, proving that women could excel in roles of significant responsibility and technical skill. By 1898, Julia Morgan had not only graduated with a degree in civil engineering, but became an architect and construction supervisor for the Hearst Castle, an icon in the industry. In 1927, Elsie Eves blazed a trail as a project manager, pioneering data collection and tracking spending trends on construction projects.
These women were the pioneers, but they still represent a small number of the total workforce. So how do we increase women's representation in construction?
It begins with cultivating a culture of empathy across generations, skill sets, and backgrounds. It's essential to close the gap between established practices and emerging talent through mentoring programs.
We need to make construction a welcoming and supportive industry for everyone, where our differences are celebrated as strengths.
Today, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, women make up nearly half of the national workforce, yet only 11% are represented in construction. While women in construction are increasing, they remain underrepresented, particularly in the field-based roles.
We're a small but mighty percentage, innovating both in the office and on the job site, breaking barriers, redefining roles. This isn't simply about numbers, but the research does show gender-diverse companies are 25% more likely to achieve above-average profitability. Diversity isn't just an ideal, it's a true competitive advantage.
I changed my major from business to construction management, and I'm on track to graduate spring 2026. My favorite topic within the construction classes that I've taken so far has to be like the estimating portion of it. It's like the numbers and the seeing everything on paper, and you can kind of start to picture it out in front of you almost.
Every March during National Women in Construction Week, we recognize the accomplishments of women who have defied tradition and thrived in this industry. Their stories are inspiring, and it's exciting to see a new generation of young women who are not only interested in the trades, but see a future for themselves in it.
Marian University's construction management program actually originated from industry making a request to Marian University saying, why don't you have a program in construction management to fit the needs of what our local contractors need? I see the excitement in the students. They're learning how plans are put together. They're learning how to interpret those drawings. But the feedback that I get is that they like the fact that they're doing something with their hands. They're not just looking at PowerPoints and answering questions. They're actually physically doing something that they know that they're going to do when they're done with their construction management education.
Hi, my name is McKenna Tomey. I am a senior at Fond du Lac High School, and I am in the youth apprenticeship program at C.D. Smith. I work from 6:30 to 8:30 here in Ripon at the Boys and Girls Club, and then I go home and go to school. My day can consist of working with carpenters, laborers, ironworkers, concrete finishers, helping out the different trades around the job site. Whether I be a project manager, a superintendent, or a carpenter, I feel as though I have plenty of options in the trades. My dad is my biggest role model. He is a superintendent for C.D. Smith. Growing up, I always watched him. He would do side jobs. I'd watch him do his paperwork. So growing up watching him, I kind of realized that this was what I wanted to do with my future.
For me, working in construction was unexpected, but now every crane, every job site, every piece of heavy machinery I see feels personal. I found my niche, working with talented, experienced people who share my passion for construction.
I've been with Excel for nearly 15 years. When I first started, there were only 2 women in trade roles in the company, and now we have grown to at least 20 to 30 women in professional roles. I've had the opportunity over the years to mentor a handful of young, talented women to help them reach their career goals and provide more opportunity in our group and our department for women in construction. Women provide a unique perspective that may have not been considered before. Women have different techniques and different processes that we use to problem solve in the industry.
I grew grew up with a lot of people around me in the trades. My grandpa was a carpenter. I have several uncles that are architects and architectural drafters. But actually, funny enough, my dad's a farmer, and he has a very can-do attitude, and around the farm there was always different things to fix or design or just make things work. How that translated over in my architectural career was it made me enjoy problem solving. By enjoying problem solving, you're making something function as well as look beautiful.
I've been with JF Ahern for about 10 years now. When I started, women were in clerical roles, secretaries, answering phones. Since then, it has really evolved. We're seeing more project management, engineering, estimating. The possibilities are really endless for women in the construction industry.
I have the blessing of getting to go to the job site every day, and I absolutely love it. I'm working at a project in UW-Madison for the campus. We're building a new letters and science building. And so I work on the job site. I help with material procurement. I help coordinate subcontractors on site so they can get their work done. I help with scheduling and with cost change items on the project. I get to interact with our field personnel, the superintendents, our ironworkers, masons, carpenters. It's a lot of fun.
I work at JF Ahern for their national team with fire protection. I studied at Fox Valley Tech for their kitchen and bathroom design program. I transitioned from residential to commercial work because I wanted to work at JF Ahern. I live locally and I have lots of family here. It's been a great transition coming into here, learning new things, and have felt at home ever since. My team consists of 10 male designers and 3 female. I feel we all bring something to the table. We welcome feedback and we problem solve together. I'm proud to be a woman in the trades.
It's about creating a space where diverse contributions are valued and where everyone has a seat at the table.
Let's celebrate together as we continue to build a construction industry that is not only stronger, but also richer for the perspective it welcomes.